If I was looking for a personal injury lawyer, I'd look for a lawyer that has experience taking a case from the inception to trial and being able to fight back against the insurance companies when they're undervaluing your case. We've had cases that have been low offer cases at the beginning because the insurance company is not taking the case very seriously. And we've taken the case to trial. We've had cases where the offer was less than $100,000 and we ended up getting over $1 million at trial. So you need to speak to a lawyer to see what the true value of the case is and to see what potential outcomes there could be if you hired a personal injury lawyer. We have experience battling every insurance company out there, and if the right thing and the most and the best thing to do is resolve your case via settlement because they're offering something fair, we're going to tell you that. If the case needs to be litigated and potentially go to trial, we'll tell you that, and we'll be with you every step of the way. I've been handling personal injury cases for 16 years. Before opening my own practice, I worked defending insurance companies on the other side of the aisle. Now I represent only the plaintiffs, only the injured party, only their families in wrongful death cases and serious injury cases. We handle cases throughout Southern California and Southern Nevada. I'm licensed in both Nevada and California. And we have experience handling litigation in both states. In our cases, we find that it's a case-by-case analysis on whether there needs to be a lawsuit filed. Our hope and our intention is to be able to resolve your case prior to filing a lawsuit. That's the best for closure for our clients, is to settle the case without having to go through prolonged litigation and a trial. But ultimately, the insurance company isn't going to offer their best offer and the most money prior to filing a lawsuit. I would estimate probably about 25% of our cases require filing of a lawsuit. And of that 25%, less than 10% actually make it to trial. A good portion, once filing a lawsuit, the case will likely settle throughout the process. Filing a lawsuit in California, you're looking at a trial in Orange County probably about a year to 16 months out from the date of filing. In Nevada, you're looking at approximately 2 years. So it's a long stretch of litigation, and it's stressful. So that's why we would like to get the case resolved without litigation, but by no means are we going to give in to what the insurance company wants to offer. We'll press and push the case to get the maximum and best outcome for our client. When you're involved in an injury case, some of the practices we see done by insurance companies, particularly the other party's insurance company that caused the injury, is to show up at your home or your place of work and offer you money to settle your case before you've even had a chance to complete your medical treatment. We've seen insurance companies ask for recorded statements directly after, and that's to my clients, that's a big no-no, because a lot of times a day after you're not sure if you're hurting, but then in 4 or 5 days you're in severe pain. If that insurance company has taken a recorded statement and you told them, I think I'm okay, and then a week later you're in some severe pain, they'll use that recording against you to show that, oh, you weren't hurt, you're making this up. The insurance industry loves to say that the clients are malingering or carrying on about an injury, when in reality they're in pain. Another problem I see with some people after a personal injury is they don't seek medical treatment right away. And a lot of times it's a guy being a guy trying to tough it out, and other times it's because they don't have the money to get this medical treatment. Well, if you don't seek your treatment, even though you're in pain, an insurance company is going to use that against you and undervalue and devalue your case based on not seeking treatment within a short time period right after. We also see insurance companies sending out investigators to video record our clients and to try to catch them in situations where they might try to indicate that the client wasn't hurt. Well, people that are involved, their lives don't stop. They still have to go work. They still have to try to make it through. So when an insurance company sees you doing yard work or doing something that might be a little bit strenuous, they like to take the position that, oh, they're not hurt. Well, your life doesn't stop after you're in a car wreck or after you're in a personal injury. Another pitfall that I see in cases is when they might not have insurance, or their insurance might have lapsed. Well, then you get to look to your own insurance if you have what's called uninsured motorist coverage. Well, even then you're dealing with your own insurance company. But just because it's your own insurance company doesn't mean they're looking out for your best interest. And quite frankly, they're trying to undervalue your case as well. The insurance industry out there, even though it's your insurance company, is not looking out for your best interest to resolve your case in a fair amount, in a fair manner. They like to cut your bills when you have bills that need to be paid. They like to say that your bills are too expensive. Well, you don't have control over what an ER bill is. You don't have control over what a chiropractor's charging. And that's when you need an attorney to help deal with the insurance company undermining your case. And I see it with my clients' own insurance companies. I see it all the time where they will say, well, yes, your medical bills are $5,000, but I'll give you $3,000. Well, you got to pay the bills. Common pitfalls I see in auto-related cases are when the other side either does not have enough insurance or let their insurance lapse entirely. And what happens in those cases is you turn to your own insurance company and you have to have what's called uninsured motorist coverage. And if you don't, you're likely out of luck in recovering. Uninsured motorist coverage is coverage that you have on your own policy. It's not required, but allows you to make a claim for your bodily injury when the person that caused doesn't have insurance. In California, it's estimated that 20% of drivers don't have any insurance at all. They get it to get their car registered, and then they let it lapse. They stop paying it, and they're driving uninsured. And it's quite common for somebody to get in a car wreck to call me. Once we get involved in the case, we call the insurance company of the driver that caused the wreck, and they tell us, well, no, his insurance company lapsed 3 months ago. Well, if you don't have coverage protecting yourself, you don't have a claim. You could sue the person directly and try to recover it that way, but a lot of times they'll file for bankruptcy, or you'll have a really, really tough time collecting it. And quite frankly, a lot of attorneys won't even take that case if there's no insurance coverage there. If it's a catastrophic case where there's a death involved, then you might be able to find an attorney to go after the claimant, the person that caused it, to recover your damages. Another common problem that I see that is essentially insurance related is when you're hit from behind, when there's not a lot of visible property damage, yet you're injured. We see that all the time where a client is hit from behind, maybe a 10, 15 mile an hour wreck, but they weren't expecting it, and their head snaps back and they get out and their car looks fine, but they have some severe neck pain, soft tissue injury that just doesn't get better as it should. And they end up having chronic pain and neck pain that just doesn't go away. The insurance companies like to say, well, hey, there's no visible damage to the vehicle. Your client couldn't have been hurt. Well, we know from the amount of cases that we handle that's just not true. Through our doctors and through their medical reports, their MRI scans, we can show that there is injury. And just because the car isn't injured doesn't mean the person isn't injured. We deal with these types of cases all the time, and it just through the medical providers that you see, you can prove that you're actually injured and put the myth of no property damage, no visible property damage, no injury. And that's simply not the case in the cases that I deal with. When hiring an attorney, specifically a personal injury attorney, we work at my office on a contingency fee basis, meaning we don't get paid a dime unless we settle your case or win your case at trial. in handling your case, we don't get paid a dime unless we win or settle your case. Through that, we pay for all the expenses associated with your case. If we need to hire an accident reconstructionist, we hire an accident reconstructionist to prove how the crash or accident occurred. If we need to hire a spine surgeon to explain the mechanism of injury and how your neck or back got hurt in the wreck, we do that. All of that money is fronted by our office, and we never ask you for a dime until the case resolves. If we lose your case, you don't have to pay us back a penny. We take cases that are meritorious. We take cases that are worthy, and we are seeking justice for clients based off the merits of the case. If we take your case, we believe in your case, and we'll back it 110% all the way to trial. If you come to my office and you don't have health insurance, or you want to see a top-rated spine surgeon or another orthopedic because you need that treatment, but you can't afford it, or your insurance doesn't cover it, we help you get that assistance that you need. We will contact the doctors that we've worked with in the past and have them treat you and give you the medical treatment that you need. Those bills are then sent to us that become part of the case. Hopefully they get paid through a settlement. But if not, we will take the case to trial and obtain justice for you and get those bills paid through taking the case to trial.